Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about every game happened on January 27th, Tuesday, 2026. The first game is the Trailblazers lost to the Wizards, 111-115. Yeah, with no Danny Advia, they're struggling to have wins. No surprise. Drew Holiday is back, played 24 minutes. He's ramping up. Yeah, if he's on the waiver wire, I would pick him up. Or if the owner is pretty frustrated with him, um, I think he's still ramping up. Once he gets 30 minutes, I think he's definitely can be contributing. 7 rebound, 5 assists, and the steal is not bad. It just really struggled with his shot. Shading Sharp with no Danny Advia. Yeah, he's enjoying his time. 31 points with 2 steals and a block, 5 threes. Let's try to sell high on him. Donovan had a great game. What a game. 20 rebounds. But again, it's versus the Wizards. 20 rebounds, a steal and a block, 14 points. Oh, I'm sorry. Danny Advia is back. He played 30 minutes, 12 rebounds, and a block. Yeah, they lost 3 straight. Clippers are catching up. Clippers going to be the 9th seed. I mean, they basically tied right now. Those two teams are going the other direction. The Clippers are actually the best team in the NBA, 9-1 in their last 10 games. So they've been red hot. Jeremy Grant is also back. If you need some scoring, definitely, could be rostered. For the Wizards, Alex Sarr. I don't like him taking 29 shots, but if you have him, that's okay. He only shot 38%, so 3 for 9. So he's missing a lot. He missed a lot of shots. 12 rebounds, 2 steals, but oh my goodness, 6 blocks. Sarr. Next year, I feel like he might be drafted too high. In the last month, 46 ranked player. A lot of his values are purely just coming from the blocks. Averaging 17 points. He's going to average 17 points, right? Maybe 7, 8 rebounds next year. Maybe playing with Trae Young could help him next year. But a lot of his value really, really just depend on blocks. So not a guy that I would like to chase for next year. Below Kalabali, 2 steals and 2 blocks is fine, but only 27 minutes. And Trey Johnson had 3 threes and 18 points. And now this game they had Bob Carrington came off the bench. 11 points. He's already not. Even you give him 35 minutes, he's not a must roster. So I think only a guy that we stream, definitely not a must roster. Chris Middleton, minutes is around 27 minutes. They're still playing him. I don't really know why. 3 steals and block and 19 points is good enough. And Keyshawn George looks really pretty. 3 steals and 2 blocks, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. You don't see a single zero. Of course, 1 turnover and 2 personal fouls. But he's a guy that just really contributed across the board. Great fantasy player. He just got to improve his efficiency, and he should be a top 50 player for the next 10 years. As long as he has playing time. The next game is the Kings lost to the Knicks. Fairly low scoring. Not that, usually the Kings, high scoring. DeRozan finally broke out with 34 points. Try to sell him. Sabonis finally starting, right, playing good minutes. 33 minutes here, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and a block. But I would also try to sell him. If you can get any top 15 player back for Sabonis, that's something I'll be doing. Another thing that is the Kings got blown out so often this year that like a lot of the starters' minutes just low because they just get blown out so much. Zach LaVine was out, so Clifford started 30 minutes. If there's some trade, who knows? Right, some of those Kings guys have a lot of potential, especially Dylan Cardwell. If Sabonis ever get hurt or sit out or rest, this guy coming playing 25 minutes. In 22 minutes, he had 10 rebounds and 2 blocks. Of course, it's hard for him to play 30 minutes because the guy just foul a lot to get those defensive stats. But I like him. I think even at this point, getting 20 to 25 minutes, I think we could just roster him, see how it goes. Russell Westbrook, of course, goes 6 for 19 and 6 turnovers. Russell Westbrook has just too high for usage on this team, I feel like, but they're comfortable giving him the ball, I guess. For the Knicks, great win. After the player meeting, they won 3 straight. That's great. Only 1 game. They can definitely catch up to the Celtics. I think being second seed is going to be important because that means you secure home court in the second round as well, especially versus a team like the Celtics or the Raptors. Home court matters. Karl Anthony Towns still just struggling, man. 17 points, and 11 rebounds. One of the most disappointing, I think, first round picks or early second round picks. I think Devin Booker probably the most disappointing. Okay. AD, of course, because he hasn't really played many games. But Karl Anthony Towns, he's been playing games, he just hasn't been good. Jalen Brunson, 28 points, 4 threes is okay. Had a block. The thing with him is just really getting more defensive stats. And OG, that's a problem. Like, some of these guys, OGs are great. He should be getting 10 shots a game, only 7 shots here. And Mikal Bridges had 18 points, but no defensive stats. And Josh Hart continues to just play huge minutes, putting up numbers, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. That's great. And Mitchell Robinson, at this point, he's getting such consistent minutes off the bench. And you can see how he's contributing to winning. He's a plus 25 this game, while Karl Anthony Towns is minus 3. Definitely shrimping for some rebounds and blocks. The next game is the Milwaukee Bucks, while Giannis is out 3 to 6 weeks. So Ryan Rollins is going to have a good time. And if Giannis gets traded, of course, Miles Turner had his best game of the season with 31 points, is still in 2 blocks for threes. Kind of makes sense. Joel Embiid is really not going to get to the perimeter and guard him. It's good to see him finally getting some, putting up some numbers. Bobby Portis needs to be rostered with Giannis out, 35 points. But, a lot of games he doesn't really have a lot of minutes. This game they started him, and he produced 12 rebounds, 8 assists. So let's not be shy. If he's on the waiver wire, let's roster him. And Kyle Kuzma, not really fantasy relevant, but he had a great game here with 8 assists and 2 steals, 17 points. So if you like him, sure, because Kevin Porter Jr. is out. So this game, the point guard Ryan Rollins only got 4 assists, while the Waynes got a bunch of assists. So maybe that's how they're gonna run their offense. These guys gonna get more assists, so help with their value. So pick them. Let's pick up Bobby Portis for sure, and maybe Kyle Kuzma, just because so many guys are out for the Bucks the next 3 weeks. For the Sixers, how about Joel Embiid? He is almost back. He's 80% back. Compare him to the MVP, the level of production he has now. He's averaged over 30 points last couple games. This game for sure he would have, scored over 30 if it wasn't for a blowout. Right, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Pretty good stuff from Embiid as of late. And how about Paul George, who hit 9 threes, 32 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Paul George, I would try to use this opportunity to sell him. Try to get he's a big name. Try to get a top 40 player back. If you can. He's actually 41st ranked player in the last month across 9 category leagues. But a lot of value is coming from the free throw. Like you don't see, like the counting numbers don't really pop out other than the 1.5 steals. But yeah, if you can get a top 40, 30 player, try to do that. The thing is with Paul George playing next to Embiid, first of all, he's out. He's injury prone now, or he's old. They're resting him a lot. And, playing next to Embiid, you're just not going to get, and Maxey too, you're just not going to average a lot of shots. Maybe you can get assist, maybe not even a lot of assists. So it's really depend on, his value really depend on the defensive stats and free throws. Maxey, right, when you're having Embiid, of course you're going to take a usage hit. He's more like a top 10, top 15 player with Embiid, playing. But without Embiid, he's a top 5 player because, everything is going through him. So Sixers are getting healthier. They have Jerry McKinnon also came off the bench at 17 points. I wouldn't worry too much about him. This Sixers team, they do have a lot of high quality players. So if they can get healthy, the East is pretty open. They can make a run for sure. The next game is the OKC. They beat the Pelicans. With all the injuries, the OKC not really blowing teams out, even versus the worst teams. Derek Queen, 26 minutes, 7 rebounds, 2 steals and block. Decent game. I think we should continue to hold him, especially in category leagues. And Missy off the bench had 21 points, but had 4 blocks. If you need rebound blocks, Missy is a great stream. Herbert Jones, the defensive stats are there, 2 steals and 2 blocks. 5 assists. He's out a lot, but yeah, if you need defense, I think he's the guy. Trey Murphy struggled again, 3 for 20. You don't see that very often. Goes 1 for 11, 3 steals in a block. That kind of just shows you, guys like this, if they don't really know how to got to the free throw line, right? Just a lot of outside shooting, the scoring is going to be inconsistent, especially if he's going cold for the last 2 games, 10 points, but he's still a great fantasy player, top 15 in the last month or so. 3 steals a block. He still brought the other numbers, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Zion Williamson, 21 points, 11 rebounds and block. Happy with that, as long as he's playing. And Sadiq Bey goes 4 for 16, but 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals and 3 threes. I feel like Sadiq Bey really need to put up numbers to get another contract in the NBA. I don't know his contract situation now. But for Thunder, Shea struggled again, 8 for 22, but goes 13 for 14 from the line, so that's good. That salvaged the line a little bit. He has not been good last couple games, but in the last month, he's still the 3rd-ranked player. And Kawhi is actually the 1st-ranked player. Maxey is the 2nd. Chet Holmgren, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. With Jalen Williams out, Chet Holmgren is putting up great numbers. Try to see if you can sell him. Get like a top 15 player-ish. Because when Jalen comes back, it's really about his blocks. With Jalen out, I think he can average close to 20 points. The usage goes up. Jalen Williams had 4 blocks. Yeah, if he starts, if you want some rebounds, some threes, some big man stats, we can stream him. And, if Eric Wiggins is starting, we can stream him. Even Isaiah Joe hit 5 threes off the bench. Move on to the next game. Well, surprisingly close, Detroit and Denver. We have Tobias Harris had a great game, 22 points with 2 steals. Kate Cunningham, the numbers are good, no doubt. 22 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. But he hasn't been the same, like for a stretch this season, he was averaging like 40 points. If you add up points, rebound, assists, he was averaging crazy counting numbers. In the last month, still good, 32nd ranked player. But obviously, Perkin base is nowhere close to being a first. 22 points, just 22 points, and just 10 assists, still good. Yeah, rebound dipped a lot. 2 shooting just 44%, still averaging 1.3 steals and 1. So the defensive stats are still there, but dropped off a little bit since the beginning of the season. And Jalen Duren had 14. Yeah, just Jalen get more defensive stats, I guess. For Denver Nuggets, Valanciunas must roster until Jokic comes back. 16 rebounds, 16, top 50 player. Giving him 25 minutes to 30. Jamal Murray really, really struggled here. 10 for 15 from the line. 10 assists is great at 24 points. Peyton Watson goes 6 for 20. Yeah, at some point the shootings may not be sustainable, but of course, still must roster. Had 3 blocks and played 37 minutes. And, Aaron Gordon was out, so a lot of guys, Cam Johnson is still out. So a lot of guys are still just coming back from injury. But the good thing is Denver's still winning games without all these guys. Spencer Jones, 4 for 5 from the 3. 4 for 5 from 3 is pretty impressive. Had 2 steals and a block. Move on to the next one. The Brooklyn Nets, they lost to Phoenix. Phoenix can win games without Devin Booker too. Michael Porter Jr. 36 points, 6 threes, 3 steals as well, and even added 3 assists. Can we try to trade Michael Porter? If the worry is he's been healthy all year, but 22nd ranked player in the last month, averaging 24 points. Yeah, there's no doubt. Like if he is healthy, he's gonna get a lot of minutes and shots. Just don't know what that's gonna do. So far, they're giving him the keys. And he also might get traded. Ken Thomas actually had played more minutes, 25 minutes here. I would not. I don't. Look, if they have a back-to-back, and if he play both, yes. He does have the upside every once in a while. He's going to pop up for 30, but he just doesn't do enough. Not a must roster, but definitely stream if you have a great schedule. But that's the thing. Even if you have a great schedule, sometimes he just sit out. Claxton, 8 assists is great. This year, his assist numbers are just super high. 2 blocks is also decent. For Phoenix, I think Grayson Allen, now we need to roster him. We could probably roster him even with Devin Booker, but the usage goes up, the minute goes up. 2 threes, 18 points, 6 assists. Jordan Goodwin is another guy that we could, stream with Devin Booker out. 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He's a great fantasy player. A lot of defensive stats. Mark Williams, wow, impressed by him. 27 points, 6 rebounds, a steal and a block. With Devin Booker out, I think he's taking on he's got more shots, so that's good. Royce O'Neal kind of struggled, but still 2 steals and a block. And Dylan Brooks had 26 points with a steal and a block. And this season, oh my goodness, they traded for Jalen Green. The guy barely played any games, and Phoenix is just winning. Good coaching. They're just winning games. The last game of the night, the hottest team in the NBA, the Clippers, they beat Jazz 105. Very impressive by the Clippers. They can turn it on like that. But yeah, the health is kind of the number one thing really for them always. James Harden being fairly healthy this year, 10 assists, 4 steals, 16 points. With Kawhi playing, Harden really is just not going to average the numbers he was averaging in the first month or two. James Harden in the last month, still decent, 28th ranked player, 23 points, 8 assists, but only shooting 38%. So he really struggled with his shot in the last month. Kawhi, 28 minutes, blowout, plus he's coming back from the knee injury, I guess. But the number is just great, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 threes, and a block. Just very, Kawhi, we know in fantasy, he's a beast. Zubac, yeah, minutes were low across the board because of the blowout. John Collins definitely can be rostered as well. For the Jazz, Lauren Markkinen came back. First game, had 2 blocks, 19 points, 3 threes. I'm just happy, as long as he's playing. He's actually the 5th ranked player in the last month. But they have a back-to-back today. Let's see if he plays. Most likely not. So that's the problem holding these, players is just, for the Jazz players, is like they even started resting Keontae. Keontae probably going to play tonight because, he already rested. So we'll see. Ace Bailey, 20 points and 4 threes. He doesn't actually get a lot of defensive stats. So if you need some threes, I guess you could have him. Isaiah Collier had 9 assists. If you need assists, he's a great streamer. And even Yusuf Nurkic was out. He's been putting up crazy numbers. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.